Well, I'm really excited to talk to H&H Color Lab today with David Drum. And what we're going to do is talk how this particular lab, which is one of the leading professional color labs in North America, uses some exciting and interesting inbound marketing techniques to engage with their customers. And it really has made a huge difference for them in terms of increasing their overall sales. Before I do that, I wanted to cover a little bit about inbound marketing. And inbound marketing really is on the rise. And basically, as more and more consumers and customers flock to the internet industry continues to evolve. And basically, it's really what we call the Web 2.0, or it's this two-way medium. It's not that you're just talking to people, they're also talking to you. They're seeking you out. So it's this two-way conversation, and there's a tremendous number of interesting marketing techniques that you can use to really gain some steam and provide real value to your customers without using intrusive, old marketing techniques. So I'm going to cover a little bit about inbound marketing versus inbound marketer versus the outbound marketer. And it really is, just a new marketing tactic, and it really relies on earning people's trust, earning people's interest rather than buying it. Versus, let's talk about outbound. But before we do that, let me just give you some simple things that you can think about when you think about the inbound marketer. The communication is interactive, it's two-way. The customers come to you. They seek out search engines, referrals by utilizing various social media platforms, whether it be Facebook or Twitter. But also the marketers provide real value. Okay, they're educating them, they're entertaining them, and they're not just, they're providing valuable information so they can be your trusted expert. Versus the old marketing, which is any marketing tactic that pushes, you're pushing products or services onto customers. And in that case, the communication is one way. Customers are sought out by running a print or a TV ad or radio or these banner ads that pop up, or even to some extent cold calls. And here the marketer provides little or no value, and there's rarely any educational nature to it. So what counts as inbound marketing? Well, in today's world of social media, it's really a strategy that focuses on getting customers found. Inbound marketers earn their way in, okay, versus outbound marketers buy, beg, or bug their way in. So what are some of the most effective inbound marketing techniques? And what are some of those tactics? Well, some of the tactics are content marketing, producing a white paper, having an ebook, running a podcast or a webinar series, or even a blog. A blog is a tremendous way to educate and inform your clients. And also the other part of inbound marketing tactics is social media, utilizing Facebook, utilizing YouTube, Twitter, and the new game in town, Pinterest, which I'll talk about in a minute. So when you have interesting, useful, or educational content, and you combine that by having a strong social media presence on a variety of platforms, it's incredibly useful, and it really, really can increase your effectiveness substantially. Now, one of the things that I thought was really interesting, and this was a study that was done, is that one of the biggest reasons that inbound marketing is growing is that, believe it or not, it's return on investment. Inbound marketing costs 62% less per lead than traditional outbound marketing techniques. So outbound marketing techniques like the print advertising or the radio advertising or even like PPC, trade shows, those kinds of things are very expensive, okay? So the cost per lead is much more expensive than those that we just talked about previously. So it's really clear that, marketing in general is changing on a very fundamental level. And as the internet continues to change and more unique and effective sites come up, how people find a brand, how they buy from that brand, how they sell, how that brand sells, and how they interact with their clients about their products and services is really, really changing. Now, one of the things that I got two slides that I think you'll find kind of interesting, and this was done by a report by HubSpot, that 63% of companies that use social media really believed that the number one benefit was it increased the effectiveness of how they marketed. And particularly for small companies, they can't afford to do a lot of the expensive things, but there's so many effective ways, and I'm going to show you examples of these, that you can use these tools, and it really does, bottom line, increase the effectiveness of it. The second biggest benefit was increasing customer satisfaction. Why? They're asking you questions. Maybe they had a problem. You respond immediately back. So it's allowed, in fact, I use this as an example. Some people are very afraid. Oh my God, what if somebody says something bad on my page? Well, you know what? If they say something bad and you respond right away, I almost guarantee you they will respond back saying thank you. So it's not ignoring, yes, it's public, but boy, when people see that you responded right away, that actually carries more weight. Overall costs are less expensive. It also reduces support costs. And this one, it actually shows that this was a survey of U.S. marketing executives and what they felt the main benefits of social media were. And the number one was customer engagement. I mean, being able to talk and reach out and engage with your clients. Learning customer preferences, 60% almost. The brand building, getting your brand out there, how to use it as a marketing research tool. Just incredible the number of ways you can use it. You may have seen this before, but 1 out of every minutes online, and this was a study done by ComScore, is spent on Facebook. But this one's this one just blew me away, and this was by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and these are average minutes per month people spend doing things. So at the high end, they spend 13,500 minutes sleeping, 2,000 eating, 700 minutes on Facebook. And I'm not sure that people are even aware of this, but on average, fans spent an additional $71 on products for which they were a fan of, compared to those that they weren't. And fans, 28%, are more likely than someone that's not a fan of you to continue to use your brand, not just a one-time thing. And they are 41% more likely than non-fans to recommend your product to their friends. So while social media isn't the silver bullet, the magic wand that's going to make everything, woohoo, all right, it is very important. It's relatively low cost, and it really does have a tremendous impact on your sales and positive word of mouth. And I love this quote from David Drum, and basically he said that, at H&H, they feel that if they're not actively engaging, they are missing a huge opportunity, because their sole passion is to really help professional photographers put their best foot forward, engage with them, all right, and so that they can do whatever they can to help their customers succeed. And boy, they do a great job of that. So I'm going to show you some examples of how they have used some engagement techniques on their fan page to really be quite creative. So they haven't thought about it just in terms of I'm going to sell my products. They use it in creative ways, like a simple yes or no question. Have you started using Pinterest? Yes or no. And Amy Lane comes back. She says, I have friends who are using this as a guide for collecting interesting poses. And I see a lot of photographer friends creating color boards. I think it's limited only by our imagination. I should have expanded this, but there were over 16 comments on that. So try a simple yes or no question. And in this case, it was broad-based and it was easy to answer. You need to figure out how to get your brand and your logo into the newsfeed. So I encourage everybody that when they do a post, that if you can actually upload a picture with that, it makes it much bigger. All right, and it's like stands right out. And so instead of just having just simple text, try to always, like H&H does, is they'll add a picture. Here's one that they just did, and this one has 155 people. Now, why? Because they kept it short and they asked for action. What do you think of our new iPhone cases? Like this status if it's something you think you will offer up to your clients. And they had 155 people, and they had over 19 comments, and that was, I think this post was done this morning, and within, I want to say, like a half hour. They had almost 95, and I think the last time I checked, they're almost up to 180 comments. But if you go through that stream, if you go to their Facebook page, you're going to see on this particular post that, I mean, it was great. In fact, I'm going to show you that right now, if I can. Let me come up here, and I'll go over here, and go here. There we are. Yeah, 170 people like this. 3 people had shared it. They asked question, is this for the 4? There's more questions down here. I do wish they were a little heavier, but price point is such that our clients will order 1 or 2 a year. Already sold some. I have one of my puppy on my back of my droid. I get asked about it all the time. And so what happened as this started coming in, people started asking questions. And, you know, I mean, it was just incredible. I mean, there was just a tremendous amount. In fact, I'm just going to refresh this and see. Probably take me back to my page, but oh, came back here. Let's see what we got here. 107, oh, 20 comments. So they monitor this. Look, someone asked a question about the resilience, so they answered that. Some people said they'd like to have it on, you know, different brands, and I love this. We are always listening on new products we should offer. They chose the iPhone 4 because of its popularity, but if you can help us identify the second and third most common phones, we would love to look into that. Okay, so what a great way from a market research standpoint to really engage, and that is just one post that they had today. So keep going, Georgia. Don't forget to use content. Here are 12 hard facts about the new Nikon. So again, you see the picture, they post a link. People shared that. People asked questions about it. They also use their real estate very effectively. They will frequently change out their profile page. Now on Facebook, there's very limited real estate available. So here's one. They announced some new WordPress themes. They changed their profile pic for that. They were doing something with web TV this was Photo Friday, so they made sure that they emphasized that. They used to run this wonderful contest where every Friday they would call it Photographer of the Week, and they would have the photographers upload a picture of the best shot that they did for the week, and then the photographer would share that with his friends and family, and the one that got the most votes would be featured as their photographer of the week and also win a prize. And so that, I mean, they just absolutely love that. Photographers absolutely love doing that. This is a contest they're actually running right now, and what I love about this is, well, you can see they had over 5,900 entries, and this has only been live, I don't know, about a week and a half. And so they make sure that when they post, because this is a tab, you know, under the wall, they show people how they can enter it. And not only is this running here on Facebook, but it's also running on Twitter. But what they did was they partnered with other vendors, Marathon, Nick Software, Graphics Authority, Katori Jewelry, Smug Mug, and what they all did was they basically said, you know, like everybody's pages, and they made it very simple to do that. Contestants had to tweet something out and also look at a YouTube that they put together. And I'm telling you, I'll show you later on the Twitter feed. You can, I mean, people are just tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. But fundamentally, I mean, this had a huge impact, not only on increasing their fans, but by partnering with these other customers, they were all helping each other out. They also use it very effectively to feature some of their products. And, you know, here's a promotion. So they have a special landing page really introducing their new photographic pano books and that they're running 50% off. I talked earlier about the new web price themes. So they actually feature that in a separate tab. Again, calling to action with a nice profile picture. This is brilliant. They actually use the photo strips across the top to create a call to action. So if someone clicks on sign up today, $50 for account credit, you can see as a new customer, they talk about the reasons why, and that they also get $50 account credit with their first order, and it must be used within 60 days. So just, they use that very limited real estate at the top. On Web Wednesdays, they do a webinar every Wednesday, and when people click on that, they can actually see what the webinar is. Or they do a monthly newsletter. They click on that, they can see the newsletter. This one, they've actually linked their website, their university where they do a lot of teaching. They have their blog in there. So this is like a mini website within. And the thing I'm really excited about is this actual live stream. They actually are going to have that playing live on Facebook. So if you go to their Facebook page today and you click on the link on the left, which it says live at WPPI, you will see us all live. They showcase off their products. Again, they post about them, they tweet about them, but they do it in very subtle ways and also have that listed. And they're always responding, and customer service uses this, and it's their responsibility to respond to clients. But, Hudson just wanted to say how impressed I was with the recent children's album we just received. The quality just blew us away. And then and H&H said to them, thank you for your comment. So nice of you. We make them, but you take the picture too. So together we make a great pair, and every single post that comes up, whether it's positive or sometimes if there's a challenge, they are always right there to respond. And the customers know that. But it doesn't just, stop at Facebook. They also have done a great job with their blog. And they have not only on their website, they have all their social media links, very prevalent, where people actually a page where people can go to that. But they also have a blog that they faithfully have articles. So one of the worst things is for people that have a blog and maybe they'll do one article and then they'll wait a month and then all of a sudden there's nothing. But not only do they have their blog set up, but they also have on their blog their Facebook fan page where you can see all the fans that they have and some of the recent posts, and they also have their Twitter feed. And this was one which was a video. So they do once a month, they do actually a video blog post. And you can see February 10th, February 14th, February 17th. Pinterest for photographers, school and sports photography, online sales, where they're actually giving training on and tutorials for schools and sports. And you can see part 2. They've also gotten onto Pinterest, and some people go, what is Pinterest? Well, I love it. And here what they do is they've gone out and they found, not just their products, yes, they have them there under packaging and promotion, and but they have color combos. They have sports poses, maternity and baby poses. And so what they did was, after searching out on the web or what other people might have, they will actually pin that. And if you really want to learn about Pinterest, if you go to blog.hhcolorlab.com, there's a video blog post about that. So they use this, and it's another way that they can engage. But they're educating the clients. They're helping their clients find things. Got the Rural Feel, and it has really been repinned a lot. Just shows some pretty places where people can, take some pictures. They even have examples on background ideas, or I think further down they actually have like maternity props. So anything, because they focus on seniors and sports and events and portrait, what they're trying to do is put as much information they can for their clients and other clients, to educate them. Valuable information. And just in this case, let me go back a second, over here on the packaging and promotion, when they clicked on the dog tag, when someone clicks on that, then it comes up in a beautiful look like this, and people can tweet that out, they can post it on Facebook, and then other people can actually repin that. And what that means is say, oh, I really like that, and then they may have a category of their own. And here, if they clicked on the tins, that would come up bigger on the packaging. Really creative. They also have done just a great job. They jumped on board with mobile a long time ago. This was about 2 years ago. They actually We're the first company to unveil a mobile customer service solution, and customers can actually check the status of their lab right from their phones, the Android or the iPhone. So without further ado, I want to introduce my very dear friend, and just a real, not only someone with a tremendous marketing vision, technical vision, but someone that just has the complete passion for their clients. And David's going to be here, and we'll get started talking about some interesting other things that they do with inbound marketing.
All right, so we're back. So now let's talk about how you guys at H&H have been incorporating social media into your marketing.
Absolutely. A number of years ago, if everyone remembers, Georgia, I know we were talking probably, was it 4 years ago, something like that?
Yeah, it was at Six Site.
Yep. And the market was really changing then. And we were having a conversation about how the market seemed to be turning, our customers were struggling. We had some real fears about what would happen with our business because we don't thrive if our customers don't thrive.
Right.
And so, and who our customer was changing, continues to change, and we had to figure out some new ways of engaging those new customers, and knowing that they communicate differently than our traditional customers. So while maintaining respect and communication with our traditional customers, we also had to become very engaged in the new type of customer.
Right.
And that's when we started really becoming involved in social media with the Facebook and Twitter and
everything else,
Pinterest and everything else, and
Pinterest.
Yeah,
Pinterest.
Yeah, that's really hot now. That's awesome.
Well, they've done a great job because, the economy, everything was in, turmoil. We still are in turmoil. But they really wanted a way that they could, not only engage, but also hopefully increase their business. And I think, David, you may say now, after 2 years, there's been some positive impact.
No question. I mean, like any marketing, it has to be consistent with your entire brand. You can have a great product, and if your trade show booth is terrible, people are going to question it. You can have a great ad, but if your social media isn't consistent with that, people pick up on that. And that lack of integrity of all of those things being excellent causes you problems because people aren't sure who you are.
Right.
So you can have a great brand, but if you don't represent on all the fronts where your customers are, and then they pick up on that, and it starts questioning who you are. And so we had to get help. We couldn't do it ourselves. We ran out of time. It was the third or fourth thing to do that day, and it wouldn't get done, so we had to get help to do it, to stay engaged. And definitely, we've seen sales growth when many of our competitors are not seeing sales growth.
And a lot of new customers, too.
A lot of new customers, and the existing customers that we have, because we have this new communication channel, and education is very important to us. It gives us another channel for education. So we're seeing growth in customers. We're seeing growth where our customers are growing because they have new channels to communicate with us, and we can share all the latest information to help their businesses.
I mean, what I love what H&H has done is it's not just Facebook, it's not just Twitter. I mean, they have totally embraced it. I mean, if I had to give a blueprint of you need to do this, this, and this, they've done it all. From a regular blogging to contests, which I want to talk a little bit in a second with David about, but they also have their entire customer support team on, and so if there's as I shared in that recent little thing that we just did, they respond immediately if there's any issues, whether it's a customer maybe saying, hey, I need to get an answer right now. I mean, it's just monitored, and so I love that. And then the other day they did a great post on the new iPhone 4 case. I mean, within 10 minutes, I couldn't believe the interaction. Yeah. Then he gets on because they're saying, well, we'd like to offer up this suggestion for this type of phone. And they're like, talk to us. So they've really embraced that two-way conversation.
It has to be a conversation because anytime we come out with a new product, we're not really sure how that's all going to hit the market. Mm-hmm. So in a new space like an iPhone case, well, really, what is that? It's a cell phone case or a smartphone case, but we don't know where the next steps are going to be. So at least by having it out there, starting the conversation, allows us to listen. Okay, what is the next phone that we should focus on? And by talking about it in that forum, it's a very inexpensive, very fast way. I don't know how many times I'm out on the road or back in production and I get a text from someone in customer service. There's a question I can't answer. We can immediately get on my iPhone and get onto Facebook and make a response.
Yeah,
And, it's a total dynamic conversation. We love it.
Just to be able to put your finger on the pulse
That's right.
Yes.
of what's going on, it's invaluable.
Minute to minute.
Well, they've run they've just done a tremendous amount of engagement techniques that are very creative. In fact, Wednesday we announced the winner. They partnered with a total of 6 other companies for a total of 7, and they built a contest where they all promoted each other. So that to enter the contest, it was a sweepstakes. They had to like, the person who entered had to like H&H, like the other vendors, tweet about the contest, view the video that they did, make a comment about the video, and I think we've got close to 20,000 entries in this sweepstakes. Yeah, and then by partnering with their, with their peers, they also had a prize package over $5,000. Yeah, they've done that. They used to feature a photographer of the week, and every Friday they would run a contest that the photographer would upload their best shot, get their friends and family and their customers to vote on it, and then they would feature that photographer on their profile page. So they've really taken it, I think, all the way, and they're always on top of the latest and greatest.
Contests are pretty big,
Oh yeah, they work great for them. Really work
Well,
great
and
for them.
any kind of co-marketing where there's friendly competitors, or we take it as far as friendly competitors, but also people who offer complementary services to what our customers need. How fantastic is it that we just do on certain projects a marketing co-op, that we pull in people that do things that we can't do, but we get to leverage each other's marketing lists, and everybody wins when you do that.
It's a win-win.
Absolutely.
So, well, fantastic. Thank you for so much coming on the show.
Thank you, guys.
Sharing.
Thank you,
Really
You're welcome, David.
appreciate it.
All righty.
Absolutely. Thank
Thanks.
you so much.